So checking sound levels here. Alright, we're on a little prematurely, but I kind of wanted to get ahead of this and get everything set up before this line comes in. It appears there's a tornado near the Perry-Humphreys border, and it's going to be near Lobelville in the next 10 minutes. That's this tornado down here. And let me check my levels one more time. Yeah, here it is. So one of the things we look at when we're looking for where the tornado is, you look for this gate-to-gate shear, which is where the winds are moving away from the radar then toward the radar. And it looks like this one here is right near I-40, right there. And it is a good bit away here from Nashville. Meanwhile, we got another tornado warning about to come into the north side of the line, which will be in effect for southern Montgomery and northwest Dixon counties. This entire line is going to come through town between 3 and 4 a.m. It will almost assuredly bring a severe thunderstorm warning with it, which will bring damaging straight line winds. Getting some more information here, stand by. Yeah. So if we look at this here, we just zoom in on this area because this is the storm. If you look at this little yellow line right here, this is what the warning, where the warning thinks the center of the storm is going to go and how quickly it'll be moving. And if you really zoom in, it says by 2:45 it'll be almost to Dixon. So we have a little bit of time before it gets into Nashville. Again, I don't think this line will be in until about 3 a.m. and it'll first come into Fairview, and then Riverwalk, Bellevue, Natchez Trace, Bridge, where the bridge is here over in Wilco. But there's your circulation right there. This is the reason for the tornado warning. That's just over the interstate. One of the things we look at is we look to see if there's any debris signature. And yep, looks like there's a, let's co-locate it. There may be a tornado debris signature just past I-40. So just north of I-40, over near Bold Spring, where that exit is. Again, we're still pretty far towards the west of town, Fairview. So you say, well, how do y'all time this out? Well, what we do is we go in and we click on the warning box itself, and we look and see what the speed of the storm in the vector. So it says it's moving at 248 degrees at 53 knots. And what we do is we put that in our software here, 243 at 58 knots, which is super fast. Let me check that again, because that's a pretty fast storm, obviously. Now it's got it at 237.52. So let's do that. 237.52 makes more sense. And we pull back on the radar, and then we look at the area of concern, which is right here. And we say storm track here. So this center of circulation, if this storm maintains its current path, would put it near Jolton in about an hour. So I'd say probably 315 or so. Again, that assumes this thing remains tornadic and stays on a straight line and at the same speed. That's where it would put it into north of town, downtown, but into the Jolton area over near Marrowbone, Baxter Road, Ridgeview Estate. So it looks like it would clip the northwest corner of Davidson County. And let's circle back and look at, see if there's any hail coming out of this storm. And doesn't look like the radar thinks there's much, maybe a half-inch hail or so. But yeah, this looks like a tornado here. Yeah, kind of on the backside. There's a tornado debris signature here even. All right, pulling down more information. Yeah, Weather Service indicates this is a tornado. It is producing debris right now. It is just north of I-40. It is going to move in this direction along this line, so it'll kind of run parallel to the interstate. The Weather Service just issued that a confirmed tornado is located 7 miles southeast of Hurricane Mills or 14 miles south of Waverly, moving east at 60 miles an hour. And that is this storm right here. See this little blue and green area? That's where the debris is. So that means that the tornado is probably a little bit further advanced, moving south of Bold Spring, and has produced tornado. And so the debris got lofted up in the air, and that's what this little thing here and that I'm squiggling my mouse over. So that is a confirmed tornado on the ground. So if you are listening to this and you are in Dixon, you need to follow at Dixon Severe WX and get Amber's stream. And we're going to just go ahead and stay with this because I don't want to end this stream and then only to have to pick it back up, because I think this storm is definitely going to come into Nashville. Whether it still has this tornado remains to be seen. But again, if this storm maintains its current path and speed, it will come into Jolton. So if you're in Jolton, you need to wake up and monitor this in case a tornado warning is issued. I imagine that if one is issued, and I suspect, unless this radar trend drops off dramatically right here, that this new tornado warning is going to be needed for Dixon and for Charlotte, into Ashland City, into Kingston Springs, and it might actually clip parts of Davidson County, which would include Bells Bend, Scottsboro. Here's the highway that leads over to Ashland City if you've driven it before. A buddy of mine got a speeding ticket on that highway, so we all know it pretty well. You know what I'm talking about. And then it'll eventually cross I-24. Again, if it stays together, this tornado would have to stay on the ground a long time in order to make it, almost an hour, which is not unprecedented. We've seen tornadoes tonight last that long, but this is a confirmed tornado south of Bold Spring. This storm at its current pace would not impact downtown, would not impact East Nashville. It would go north of there. That's not to say that we can't have a tornado come on a other part of the line, but this one right here, that is a tornado for sure. We'll go straight in the middle of Dixon. So if you're in Dixon, you need to be awake. It looks like a tornado warning may be needed for you here very shortly. Let's see, Weather Service update at 2:27. Yes, that is a confirmed tornado. Latest information at 2:30 from the Weather Service is that the circulation in this tornado right here has become more broad on the latest radar scan, with the debris getting centrifuged out. So the tornado may have lifted. So that's certainly encouraging news. The problem with these storms is that they can cycle, meaning they produce their damage and then they lift and then they cycle to go again. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. We're going to pick it right back up with Andrew, and he's going to take this one on in for the rest of the evening. So we will be right with you. Give us about 5 minutes. Again, there's no tornado warning for Nashville right now or for Williamson County. Um, and the next voice you'll hear will be from Andrew. We'll put it on a different link in a different stream. But if you're in Jolton, Bells Bend, even Fontenelle, Northwest, Davidson County, you need to go ahead and get up because this tornado-producing storm is going to be on the path where it could continue to cycle, and we could see it drop a couple more times as it goes through Dixon, Ashland City, and Jolton. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off, and we're going to put Andrew on, and he'll be with you the rest of the night. Don't worry, we're not going to miss anything. Stand by.